So, we are now familiar with the different notes in Western music, how to count the spaces between them using whole step and half step intervals, and as well as their location on the piano keyboard. This time, let's learn about how to find and play the different notes on some string instruments such as ukuleles and guitars. Guitars have 6 strings and ukuleles have 4 strings. Each string has a different thickness and timbre, and each one is tuned or set up to produce a default note, which we will discuss later. To tune the strings, we use tuning pegs, which adjust the tightness of the strings. The tighter the strings are, the higher the pitch they are tuned to. Now it is in the neck where the magic happens. We press the strings on different locations in the neck to alter the pitch of the notes produced in every string. These locations are called frets, or the vertical sections that divide the fretboard. Let's have a closer look at ukuleles first. The strings are labeled numerically starting from the bottommost string. The strings set up in standard ukulele tuning should produce the notes A, E, C, and a high G when plucked when open or unpressed. The frets are also labeled numerically, starting from the one nearest to the headstock. So we have here the 1st fret, 2nd fret, the 3rd, the 4th, and so on. Now, what happens to a string when it is pressed on a certain fret as it is plucked? The pitch produced by the string is now raised by a half step or a semitone for every fret pressed. This works for ukuleles, guitars, and other fretted string instruments. To illustrate, let's go over some examples. First, what is the note produced when we press the fretboard over here? Here we are pressing the 3rd string on the 4th fret. This means that the pitch produced will be 4 half steps above the C note produced by the open 3rd string, which is E. Now what if we press the ukulele here? Here we are pressing the 1st string on the 2nd fret. This means that the pitch produced will be 2 half steps above the A note produced by the open 1st string, and that is a B note. What about here? Here we are pressing the 4th string on the 5th fret. That means the pitch produced will be 5 half steps above the G note produced by the 4th string, and that note is C. How about here? We are pressing the ukulele's 2nd string on the 7th fret. That means that the pitch produced will be 7 half steps above the E note produced by the open 2nd string, and that note is B. The same concept applies for guitars. This time, however, we have 6 strings, also labeled from the bottom up. The open strings in standard guitar tuning are E, B, G, A, and E. Again, the frets are labeled numerically, starting from the one nearest to the headstock. So we have here the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd, 4th, and so on. Following the same mechanism for ukuleles, let's go over some examples. Now, what pitch will be produced if we press the guitar here? We are pressing the 4th string on the 2nd fret, which means that the pitch produced will be 2 half steps above the D note from the open 4th string. And this note is none other than E. How about here? Here we are pressing the 1st string on the 4th fret, which means that the pitch produced will be 4 half steps above the E note produced by the open 1st string. And this note is none other than G sharp. How about here? Here we are pressing the 6th string on the 8th fret. That means that the pitch produced will be 8 half steps above the E note produced by the 6th string, and that is none other than C.